Have you ever had the feeling that you were meant for something great? You were meant for something more, even maybe in the spotlight, something that other people have not created. But when you go to take that action, you find fear kicking in, distractions kicking in, this inner voice saying, I don't know if I can do it. There might be something missing in me. Well, today we're working with Paula, who I've known for a while because she is such a talented playwright, performer, singer, songwriter, coach, and the creator of Soul Speaks. But if something doesn't change, she knows it and I know it, in her inner world, and also the way that she almost like braces for impact when she thinks about her destiny, if something doesn't change today, this is not going to change in her larger life. So let's get into it.
My name is Paula Jane Friedland, and I am a coach and a counselor. But the big thing that I do right now is I have this methodology called Soul Speaks, and I help people get over the fear of public speaking, but this is a speaking in all parts of their life. I want to reach more people, and some of my own stuff is in the way of like breaking through this sort of smoke screen that's keeping me from launching Soul Speaks into the place where it should be and reaching as many people as I can, because it's truly transformational.
I want to give you a really strong mental breakthrough, emotional breakthrough, somatic breakthrough, spiritual breakthrough, and strategy breakthrough, all about Soul Speaks. I'm ready to go. Are you? Well, Paula, first I have to say your one-woman show was incredible.
Thanks.
I mean, I know that you are such a talented, wise, deep, profound person. I've always found you like that. That's a whole nother side of you.
Yeah.
And Soul Speaks is definitely connected.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does everyone who comes through Soul Speaks or finds you through that know that you're a badass playwright, songwriter, one-woman show person?
Not to that extent. I mean, often I'll sing a song during an event that, fits for the event, but I have so many of these different hats that I wear, but the performer's been there forever. Well, the speaker has been too, because I had a big voice and, this teeny little body and this big voice. And so people get to know that, but unless they come to something, a performance I've done, they're not necessarily aware.
They need to be aware. We will get to that, because that is a huge calling card that I know sometimes when we're so close to it, it's like, oh, that's just this thing that I did, or that's just the thing that I do on the side. But that is a massive brand and expertise level. When we think about, we're going to get into it, of how you become the work and the person where no one else can do what you do. That's where I would like to see you in Soul Speaks. Is it so clear to the public, to everybody, that you only get this when doing it either through Paula or through one of her certified teachers, if you end up doing that or whatever. It's like, this is the work. Nowhere else. You up for that?
Hallelujah.
Tell me a little bit.
That's what I want.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more of like, how big do you want Soul Speaks? I saw that.
Yeah.
How big do you want Soul Speaks to be?
Yeah, it chokes me up when I think about it. This is part of the challenge, is letting myself really, it's not far-fetched. It's such a needed, necessary, transformational thing. And so I know the power that it has and can have. I just have to be able to picture myself and the whole thing elevating to that level, because I believe it should be international.
And do you want to be kind of a household name in the speaking world?
That's absolutely that I'm certain of, because I see so many people doing trainings with people and maybe they have some good tips, but I'm usually yelling at the computer when I see people.
What are you yelling?
It's a good question.
No one's listening. What are you yelling?
Like, why are you teaching her that? Why are you teaching her to write a script and then walk over to this area and then anchor your memorization to that point? I hear people, the inauthenticity of people in these trainings. And so they're training people to be inauthentic.
Yes.
And that's the opposite of Soul Speaks.
Right.
It comes from the authenticity first and foremost.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've had traumatic experiences in speaker training, and I was even good.
Yeah. Right.
And I walk out of there going, I am shit. How did that happen in such a short period of time? I've been to speaker trainings that I was in the foyer, like the lobby area outside of the ballroom, putting pieces back together of people who were crying,
Oh my God.
who were like, I can't do this. I'm like, do not believe them. So I'm sure people have had all sorts of experiences, and it's a really vulnerable thing to do anyhow.
Absolutely.
And then you've got to do it, you've got to remember, and then you've got to do it authentically, and you've got to, it's a lot. So I love that. So, and anything else you're shouting at them? I don't anchor her this, don't put her a script. You know what I yell? I yell, like, that sounds markety and salesy. Everybody says it like that. That's what I yell, because I see people following a template.
Right. Formula.
A formula.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've seen the formula 100 times. And I think many other people have seen the formula. So I'm already skeptical of the person.
Yep.
Because you've done this training or you've done that thing. And
yeah, techniques.
Yeah.
I call Soul Speaks the anti-technique, because it's not about putting more stuff on you, more tips, more strategies, more words, how to memorize a script, how to have 18 strategies for, that's, Soul Speaks is you take all of that off.
Yeah.
And then what's left is that. And that's what we want.
Yes.
Is the person first. I love this quote that it's more important to find your voice than to find your words.
What does that mean?
That people start with the words, a script, an elevator pitch, whatever the words are, and so it comes from here. But if they start with who they are, and that might be they're shaking, it might be they're fearful, or they're just feeling vulnerable, but if they can stay in that place and still be with one person at a time while they're talking, always one person, only one person, even if their knees are shaking. And then the words come from there.
Yes.
And it's so much more compelling. And people end up saying things that they're like, where did that come from?
Yes. And then, you know, in my world, because we do speaker training, but we get hired by speakers who have to pitch, right? Which is different.
Totally.
It's like they're doing the speech, and then they have to pitch something and get people like either buying something or saying yes to a discovery session or whatever, which is a whole different thing. But for that to really work, you've still got to be there. So I think that, you know, for those listening, there's strategy involved for some speakers, but the strategy can't be put in place of this.
Right.
That's just what happens as icing on the cake of something that's authentic, that you want to listen to, that you want to lean into.
Because then people want what you have to sell or offer because they trust you.
You feel it.
You know, it's that thing of people want in a speaker or a teacher is a combination of vulnerability and expertise.
I love that. I love that. So when you think about right now, I am going to take Soul Speaks international. I am going to take Soul Speaks to a place large enough that I am a household name in the speaking industry. does that bring up any anxiety for you, or
Yes. Yeah, it does.
why does it? Given that you're so talented and so convicted that this is needed, what's the anxiety?
It's more about, like, I can picture that, but I can't picture how to get there, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
And I think just as I thought about that, there's some fear for sure when you make yourself visible. You know, you can get backlash, and so there's a
Yeah.
little fear of that.
Okay, so let's go to the I've created it, and then we'll go to the how, because you said it's not as much the yes, I don't feel much anxiety being that, but when you think about the how to get there, there's anxiety. So I want you to think that it's already done. You're a household name, and you've taken it international, and it's got wheels of its own. Right? And just feel that. What is the anxiety related to you being the person?
Am I big enough? Which is ironic because my message always in my life is you're too big.
Are you big enough to what?
To warrant that?
Like to deserve that? Is that what you mean by warrant
Not
that?
deserving. It's not a worthiness. It's more, what is it? Those things don't happen for me on that level.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I come to a certain point,
Yep.
and people know me, and I'm dynamic, and I'm known for this, but
But that kind of amazingness doesn't happen for you.
right, because I'm too different, or
Yeah.
I don't have what it takes, or I'm missing these different elements.
Right. I think that the missing an element, I'm missing something, right? Because we've got a similar personality structure, that one of the things that we know, and we've talked about this, that we have to watch is I'm missing something that others have. Even though on a good day, we're like, I'm not missing anything. I'm better.
Yeah.
But when the rubber meets the road to go for it, we've got to really watch the mindset of I'm missing something. And because you're not actually missing something, you can't find what you're missing. You just feel like you're missing something.
That's a really good point.
Because let's go into it. What are you missing?
It's elusive. I don't know. I mean, I can't name it.
Well, let's try. What are you missing? And the reason why I like doing that for myself when I've got something that feels true, to pierce it with the is it true? And don't quit until you just cannot find a thing that's missing. This feels too important to pass by quickly. What is something you dream about, but too often you hear an inner voice that says, I can't have that. I'm not good enough for that. I'm missing something. Well, what's missing? What's missing? Take a moment and see if you can find an answer. See if that's true. When we pierce a limiting thought with presence, with love, we shine a light on it, we can finally see it's not true. You're not missing anything. So what would be missing? What would even be half missing for you to be the person that can take Soul Speaks International? Is it your speaking ability?
No.
Is it your coaching ability?
No.
Is it you handling a big room of people?
No.
Is it you entertaining them enough to know, okay, telling them stories?
No. It's the bridge.
The how to. I'm missing the I don't know how.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
I can't do that part.
You
I'm not good
can't.
at that. Other
'Cause you're-
people are good at that.
Because you're a little bit flawed, little bit broken, that other people could figure that whole thing
Yeah.
out, but you can't.
Yeah.
I could write a play. I could do a one-woman show. I could be on Broadway. I could have my own coaching business. I could work for Tony Robbins. I could do all these things, but I can't figure this thing out.
That's what it feels like. That other stuff is like, well, yeah.
Because you've done it.
Yeah.
But I remember for a good 18 months that you were telling me multiple times, I can't do the one-woman show. Like you had it in your mind for a long time.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the conversations, it was like, no. And then as the year or 18 months or whatever it was, here you coming up to Casa every couple of months, I could feel the shift. And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing that the show has a date. And I was so happy. Like,
Yeah.
So is it the same feeling of like, oh, I can't do this show. It's too much. Because you would say it's too much work. It's too much this. No one will come. How do I? There was a lot of doubt back then. Do you even remember? Or was it just like, oh, that was easy?
Get amnesia.
Yeah.
In how it came together. I don't think I ever doubted that as much as this.
And why do you think that you don't doubt that as much as this?
Oof, that's a great question. This feels foreign. It feels like a language that other people seem to speak that I just can't learn. Like I have a learning disability-ish or whatever.
On the promotion side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, all the things that go with that,
Okay.
the social media, the how to really play that game.
What game?
The game of you do this many posts and you do this and you have a whole team and they help you, but I feel alone in a lot of that, and I feel like I don't really understand pieces of it. I'm not like.
Have you ever built a team? Like, 3-4 people that work for you?
No.
No. Have you ever done a social media campaign over 6 months?
No.
No. So these are just things you've never done.
Right.
So I presume that you wouldn't know how to do them. But it's something about I can't.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have what it takes.
Yes. So what I want to see on the psychology levels, I want you to zero in on how quick your mind still goes. It just jumps from I can't do this, the one-woman show, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't put myself out there again, and I don't want to date again, and I don't want to this, and I don't. It just changes. It's just this perpetual shift because something pierces at some point and you realize I can't keep saying that because I'm pretty darn good and I can do it. And then you do it. And this is kind of like one of these almost like the last frontier in a way because you've done so much. And we're up against something that isn't easy. Building a business that is international where you have a small team and you've got to be on social media to a certain degree.
Yeah.
You've not done it before. But your mind is so quick with, I'm missing something, I mustn't. I'm sure RJ could hand me a promotional strategy, but I somehow won't be able to do it. I somehow won't be able to play the game. That's still strong
Yeah.
in your field. So we'll make a note of that as the psychology, which is the personality typing. Something missing, I'm flawed somehow.
Right.
So now the somatic experience, because whenever there's a big knot, and this is a big knot, it's like multiple issues tied together. We need to pull the different strings because it's not just a belief system. And so I always think of the psychological, belief, mindset, personality type, shadow work, all of that in the psychology realm. The somatic experience, what's happening in the body, what's happening energetically that keeps this I can't. And the spirituality, the receptivity. Are you feeling absolutely held in this? And you know that this connection is so strong, you will be shown the way. All three of those have to be strong to do something this challenging, right? Can you share me with what the tears are about?
I think I just feel alone in all of it. It's so overwhelming, and I've done so much in my life alone, and
Yeah.
I don't know, to imagine being held, in whatever way that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a missing piece to
Yes.
feel that I'm being held instead of me having to hold everything.
Everything. Right. Right. So let's go to that third first then. I appreciate you saying that because, yeah, we have humans holding us, friends, supporters, coaches, people in our community. But if we don't fully feel held by the divine, by something larger, it all just gets mirrored back to us that we're not held. And so there's not as many people holding us. I know this very, very well. And then saw the progression of when I could really deal with this. Now I've got this, could I take more support? I mean, it's so astronomically different than I'm on this on my own to this support. There's an abundance of support everywhere I look. But it came from that practice of receptivity daily of I am being completely held. Now, the reason why our personality types don't feel held by the divine, even though you're a spiritual person, you have had an incredible spiritual life and experiences of why that's still hard, we are spiritual and then we feel disconnected, is because of we were left. We were abandoned on the human plane. And so it gets kind of projected to God, to spirit, to divine, whatever you call it, that you're not there for me, or it's somehow not there, or we forget to even tap in.
Yeah.
Because I've got to do it on my own. If I get close, people will leave. If I get all excited and I get joyful, the other shoe is going to drop. And if it gets really, really amazing, well, shit's going to hit the fan. It was constant internally. I don't know if those words.
Yeah.
And so we can't look at other humans yet for you to be like, come on, show me something else. You've got to energetically be like, I know I'm never left. I can't be abandoned. And so it's going to original source. How is your spiritual practice these days?
Hit or miss.
And when was it not hit or miss? When was the most recent period where it was not hit or miss?
Well, I think it was, I don't remember, was it a year ago, the silent retreat? And a lot of the stuff I did with you, because I did it consistently, and, I have a feeling when I come up here, that I get that feeling. So.
What's the feeling?
Connected to something bigger, and yeah.
I'm really moved by that because I feel that here as well, in this building, but in the space and being with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that original source, which we can tend to take and then go, we need to be so original to be loved and so different to be. But it's like we're just another one connected to the divine, infinite, profound. So I know for me, I could not have done my job, my role of changing from a little, I've got 5 women in my living room doing art of feminine presence, kind of like a soul speak, probably when it began, to now, unless that was so strong, I know in every cell of my body I am held, carried, always, 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 always. And of course, that's going to affect my body's somatic experience. So I don't think you can afford to have hit or miss anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that on the shelf too. We've got the something's missing in me, hit or miss, and let's go to the somatic. What's going on there in the body, in the thing? And it's kind of all over you in a way, as far as what I'm seeing. When I said, how big do you want it to go? Your face went, and then I've said a few things and your chest goes, it's like you're bracing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you feel like you're bracing most days, or just when you think about taking Soul Speaks to the next level?
I guess it's mostly around that, but I think maybe it's a more pervasive thing of just bracing for that. It's still that thing of having to do it myself. I'll be disappointed, or somebody will let me down, or the messages coming back in.
Yeah, just do that for a moment. And you said disappointed, someone's going to let me down. I don't want to have that again. Anything else? Memory? Is a memory, or come up when you're like, I'm bracing. I want this, but I'm bracing for the journey.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It's also I kind of remove myself. It's part of. I call this voice. In my head. We have all of those. I call her a loof.
Yeah.
It's sort of this. It's a protection in a lot of areas in my life.
And what does this part of you say about going for it with Soul Speaks?
The same thing. You can't. You don't have. There's a piece missing, and you're not like other people, and you just don't have it.
Okay.
That piece. I have the other piece that most people have the hardest time with, it seems like. Really being able to envision the magnitude.
And put the program together and the process together and have it be extraordinary. I agree. And what happens when you see other people doing their magic and it's going bigger and it's going international or it's going bigger? Does this person show up? Does this person show up? Or are you like, I love it. I love seeing people who are doing their magic because that's what I want to do.
No, I don't really. I mean, yes, but it's more, it's envy, it's disappointment that I'm not doing that, that people should know the work that I do. These people are promoting things that I'm sure are fine, but Soul Speaks is more than fine.
But no one knows about it.
Yeah.
So I always know that it starts with a decision. Do you want to promote Soul Speaks or do you not?
Yes.
Okay. You sure? Because you've got a choice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm going to let this person and that person lead. Or I'm going to decide, even though I have anxiety about it or I can't see a way, I am deciding that I'm going to promote it to an international level. So I'll ask again, have you decided, decide which one I want to promote it or I don't want to promote it?
Yeah, I I have decided that
Okay, great.
I
Great.
want to.
Great. Okay. And you decided you're going to?
Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm on the field now.
I
I'm not
agree.
on the sidelines.
I agree.
But I'm kind of on the field, like
Yeah. What do I do and how?
scrambling.
Yeah. And I think for you, you need to make fast progress. Otherwise, your mind is going to come back in and go, look what I just did for the last 9 months and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I know there's promotion in your DNA. It's just your body is bracing so hard for it. It's like, like I can feel right now. Can you feel? I really would love your support, RJ, on this coaching seat. And another part of you is like,
Yeah.
I am not moving. This young girl can stand like this for a long time more. And then I feel that like I really, really want it.
Yeah.
So we need to work with the body to release this bracing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So what would that look like when you go to social media, right? And you look at social media. You go, okay, I'm going to be on social media at some level. What would be the bracing in your body when I say I want you to be on social media?
What would the bracing
In your
look
body.
like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
It's this.
Yeah,
It's,
this. Okay. And then what would be I'm going to slide my way into social media, keeping my own presence. What would that feel like in your body?
Lighter, not so serious, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a little more fluid,
Yeah.
right? This is stopping or the bracing is stopping, but it's keeping moving. So many bodies, I'm sure you see it for Soul Speaks,
Yeah.
you know, everything kind of stagnates versus stays in the flow, and presence is movement.
Yeah.
It's movement. It's like you take photos, you're posing. That's why we have the fans blowing. We're trying to create some movement, you know, to create that. So keep moving in your body. Anytime you're like, yeah, but I have to play that game. When you said the word game,
Yeah.
like, what game are we talking about? It's just got this
Yeah.
energy to it. So I want you to just move with me,
Okay.
light and airy. And with social media, to me, social media is just publishing content, publishing ideas, publishing great things for the world. And you were very clear to me that you think there's an epidemic of people who aren't speaking like this and need it.
Yeah.
And you've got a free platform every place you look to share about this. Oh, I've got platforms for free to take this international, and I don't have to pay any money for it.
Yeah.
And what kind of things would you publish?
You mean specifically, or you
Yeah,
mean?
just whatever comes to you as you're flowing. Like, to me, I've had a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with social media. And so I never was doing it. I mean, I'd post a few things every couple of weeks, but not for the business really. Or it'd be, it'd be something that I have to do because someone's told me I need to do it. But it wasn't I wasn't in the social media because it just doesn't feel right until I realized, okay, there's a cap to what we're doing here because
Yeah.
I'm not in the digital realm, I'm in the speaking realm. So people in the room with me, they're like,
Yeah.
let's do it. But the digital realm is way, way larger. So I've got to figure out a way I want to publish that's fun to me, that's sustainable, because I've got to do it for years.
Yeah.
And that's on brand.
Yeah.
What else? Fun, joyful, sustainable, on brand, impactful. I do not want to waste people's time.
Yeah.
I want to be really valuable per second, per minute. So that's how where we are right now came to be. I don't want to do short form. I don't want
Yeah.
to post my POV over me doing my makeup. And I've got nothing wrong with that. So many of my friends do that. And I'm like, good on you.
Yeah.
But long form, I listen
Yeah.
to so many podcasts. I watch so many YouTube shows. I love just putting that on and learning something deep. And that was like, okay, I've got to figure out a way to do a long form something each week. And then I can just chop that up.
Right.
So that's what I mean by my like free flowing. What do I want to publish? What do I want to post? There's always a way to get from where you are to where you want to be in the flow. What is the way that you want to get there in a way where you feel carried? What of all spiritual practices, if you were not hit or miss, are you willing to commit to get this stable again, that I am held by everything?
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, I think a regular meditation practice is imperative. I've liked what you've talked about. I've done lots of different meditation practices over the years, even retreats. But the silent retreat, just how to get to not the witness, but the other piece.
Yes.
And then some of your other practices I have really resonated with, the womb space. And there's something else, which is just picturing myself up above the clouds when you take a plane up. And that space where there's no noise and the clouds are below you. It's that place has resonated recently. So meditation practice with all of that. And
I
staying in
love
place.
that. I wonder if you go above the clouds and you're looking down at everything, can you feel highly receptive to the divine in that moment? Or does that not kind of work with that practice? Can you feel like the sun is just beaming on you, love and abundance is beaming on you, and you are drinking it in as you're above the clouds looking down at everything?
Yeah.
Because to me, do you feel that when we add receptivity,
Yeah.
the frequency shifts? It's not
Yeah,
just,
right,
this
exactly.
feels nice, I'm above the clouds, now I feel peaceful and connected. But receptivity is going to give you a quantum leap shift in how receptive you are to being held and carried, and the answer and the right person and the right idea will be there within minutes of me needing it every day of the rest of my life. I didn't realize, part of my story, writing Unshakable Inner Peace, of how important receptivity was. So I'm like, I didn't realize that. Now, since then, 2018, I'm like, receptivity through every cell of my body. I know that is the primary reason why I know if I need an answer or a person or an idea, it will be minutes, which wasn't the case in 2017. It was kind of, I'm doing the thing and I'm promoting, but I'm the one doing it. And if I stop, right, there's more held. So pick one of those.
Yeah, I think peaceful is good to get to that place. But I think as you talk about it, that other place that
being carried.
Yeah, being carried.
Yes. Okay. So your challenge, 14 days. I want the spiritual practice to come back in. If I had to pick anything,
Okay.
it will not happen knowing you and your spiritual connection and how much of a spiritual person you are. If it's hit or miss, this is never happening.
Yeah.
It's too much stress to get to an internet. It's too much this.
Yeah.
But I tell you, my stress levels, probably the lowest of anyone you'll know. Right? I mean, you get that. I'm doing a lot of things, but the stress levels, low. The trust levels, high. The presence levels, high. And it's because of the spiritual part. It's unshakable. So 14 days,
Okay.
at least 5 to 10 minutes of practice that has receptivity in it.
Okay.
Are you willing to take that challenge?
I am. It feels really fantastic. I can feel it even as you just talk about your own practice and getting back to like finding home, that receptivity thing. Because right now it's like a dotted line. So it's up and then it's space and then it's up. And that's the results I'm having.
Exactly. And it's constant. And then if you do this every 14 days, you're going to win a prize, 2 tickets to Spiritual and Successful that we are doing coming up in a few months for you and someone that you love that you could bring. And I would love to give you those tickets.
That would be amazing. It would so fit, right? It would just be
because you're moving into that unshakable spiritual and successful. You're already spiritual and successful, but you're going to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm so honored to be part of the journey, just having this conversation.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be celebrating, just like I did with your one-woman show, celebrating when I hear, yes, Canada has invited me up. Japan has invited me up. Well done, Paula.
Thank you so much, Rachel Jane.
So what do you think so far? Are you relating to any of this? And if you've been watching so far, I think you like this video. So could you go ahead and give us a like? And if you want to watch more episodes, subscribe to this channel. And if you also want to be part of the Awakened School community with Paula and all these other amazing guests, go ahead and look in the description. I put a link to the Awakened Life newsletter where I share coaching questions, tips, tools, resources to really live an awakened life. So the link is in the description below. Let's get back to it.
Okay, happy to report. Challenge successful. I did my receptivity meditation for 14 days, and it felt really good. It feels good to have reestablished my spiritual practice foundation because it had been hit or miss. And so then most things in my life had kind of been hit or miss. I think there's a correlation. So it's really nice to have that established again. And my commitment to myself is to keep going because obviously it's not like poof, challenge is done and now everything's just hunky-dory. I have to keep going. And that's my commitment to myself. And it would be easy just to kind of drop it or go back to hit or miss. Because yesterday that happened. I put it off and could have easily decided at the end of the day, I'll do it tomorrow. And I refuse to give up on myself like that. So this is wonderful. And I'm just really grateful for the whole experience.
Thanks so much for watching. Before you go, make sure you stay connected to our community of leaders, entrepreneurs, high performers who want to live an awakened life by signing up for the free newsletter, The Awakened Life. And this month, you have an opportunity to join us at Spiritual and Successful and get some heavily discounted tickets that are going on right now. Spiritual and Successful, the live event, is me training you for 3 days on how to increase your magnetism, how to increase your presence, how to increase the ownership of your value and your worth, and how to communicate this. This experience is about how you get the brakes off to what it is that you're trying to do. What stops you from what your heart is calling you to do. It's also going to support you to live with an unshakable inner peace. I want to help you get off the mental and emotional roller coaster for good. So check out Spiritual and Successful, the live event. The links are in the description below.